can be across a line, and you end up with triangle shape. In other words, we can fold this heart across the line, and this shape and this shape will be exactly the same. That's called line symmetry. Heart has one line of symmetry, because if you slice it any other way, I'll just randomly draw a line. That's not congruent. Do you see what's going on here? That's not congruent. There's no other way I can slice that heart and fold and get the same thing. So it only has one line of symmetry. I want you to the sun, draw in and count how many lines of symmetry. Do not say this out loud, because I'm going to ask you all for feedback in just a moment. Ready? With the show of fingers, please. Fingers. How many lines did you find? Okay, let's see. I've got mostly fours going on here. Amy thinks there's 8. Andrew thinks there's 8. But 4. More split. All righty, guys. Watch carefully. Let's count them together here. Okay. Watch. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can fold from between and still get the exact same thing. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So Tiana and company, who all had 8, you had it. No, not exactly. If you're not exactly in the middle between them, and you're offset, so there's 8 total. Now that's called rotational. That's called line symmetry. There's another kind of symmetry called rotational symmetry, where you can rotate the object less. Underline the word less than 360, and you're going to get the same shape. So let's do this. Put a dot in the middle of the heart. That's going to be your pivot point. So imagine if you could physically stick your finger. We're going to rotate that heart. Put your pencil here. Now pretend we're rotating that heart. Say stop when you're going to get the exact same image. Bingo. Do you see that you have to go all the way around? Like to get the exact same heart, you have to go all the way around 360. So this heart does not have rotational symmetry. Yes, it has lines. So I'm going to write yes, line, no rotation symmetry here. Now, ready? Put a dot in the middle of your sun here. Put your pencil on that first pivot. Now physically start drawing and say stop when we get the exact same image. Do you see we stop right there? If we rotate that sun just that amount, you're going to end up, this comes up this way, and you end up with the exact same image. See that? Okay, that's called rotational symmetry. So this one, yes, has rotational symmetry. Ready? I'd like you to have a short discussion with a neighbor. See this angle here? I want you to have a short discussion. How would you find that angle? All right, Okay, guys. Now, we did this in the videos last night, so I'm going to zoom through these, so you're going to have them as reference. Translation means take x, y, and you translate by a horizontal and vertical motion. You translate by a horizontal and a vertical motion, and your end product is going to be x plus the horizontal motion and y plus the vertical. X horizontal, y plus the vertical. To help you remember this, because you have to memorize, it goes like this. Okay, you guys should figure out, the minute I start repeating myself, you should jump on it. Ready? Too bad. It helps your memory. And you're going to do it anyway. Ready? Whoever said they don't like singing, that's my response. Ready? 2, 5. To the right. 5. To the right. That's translation. Next one is reflection. Now this looks a little strange, but just write it down and then I'll go over it. To reflect over the y-axis. To reflect over the y-axis, you take your xy and you simply opposite the x coordinate. That's why there's a negative there. To flip over the x, you take your xy and you opposite your y coordinate. Now that seems backwards. You'll understand it when we do it physically. Vertical on, say y-axis. Take your hand. Okay, now reflect it over the y-axis. The motion of your hand is it horizontal or vertical? Okay, so that's why when we flip over the y, the motion is horizontal. So you opposite the x, because x coordinate. So it looks like this. I'm reading. So flip over the y, opposite the x. Stay with me. Flip over the y, opposite the x. Ready? Make an x-axis. Put your hand down below. Now reflect over the x-axis. This motion, is it horizontal or vertical? This is vertical. So over the x, opposite the y. Say it. So flip over the x, opposite the y. All right, we got 3 more. We'll do one of each. Reflecting over the origin and rotating 180 is the same thing. You take your xy and you simply opposite both. To rotate 90 clockwise, you switch and flip. So we take our xy, you call it yx, and you're going to switch and flip to the right. Because it's clockwise. See the arrow there? Okay, watch, guys, because there's talking. To rotate 90 clockwise, you switch first, so it's yx, clockwise, you draw a clockwise arrow, and you flip the sign on the clockwise side, which is to the right. It says like this: to rotate 90 clockwise, switch and flip to the right. Counterclockwise, you switch first, and now you draw a counterclockwise arrow, you flip the sign back. Counterclockwise, which is switch and flip to the left. Kind of, except you're switching first. Okay? Next time, warn us, buddy. Okay? Thank you. Ready. Go to the front page. Leave this right where you can see it. Go to the front page of today's lesson. All right, guys, let's zoom through this here. Front page, it's today's lesson. Step number 1, let's get our points here. We're going to be using the same 3 points each time. All right, we are translating. It's 2 slides. Add to the left, add to the right. Say it once with me. 2 slides. Add to the left, add to the right. Okay, so we go 4 units to the right, 3 units up. So for all of these, we add 4. And then to the up and down, we add 3. If we go left or down, it's negative. So now get your new coordinates here and plot your new coordinates. Your shape should look exactly like the original when you're done. Now, translations, there's 2 ways you can do it. You can do it the mathematical way, which is you're programming an animation. You have to do that because you can move points around. However, since you guys are working on paper, you can easily physically bunny hop it. Some of you may prefer this. Watch. You take the C. Let's just all do the C together. 4 units to the right. Bunny hop it. Uh-huh. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now go 3 units up. 1, 2, 3. Bam. You could physically bunny hop it. Next one. Start getting your original points again. It's the same original point. You don't. It says 0. You want to darken? We're going to flip over the y-axis. So darken the y-axis. Always darken the axis you're flipping over. It says to flip over the y, you opposite the x. So you're going to take all your x coordinates and just opposite them. And so if it's negative, it becomes positive. And now start graphing. Make sure you label. If you've done this correctly, it should be butterflied over the vertical axis. Butterflied over the vertical axis. So flip over the y, you opposite the x. Next one, we're going to flip over the x, we opposite the y. So that's the x-axis. Get your original points again. Flip over the x-axis. Now you set up y coordinate all the way through and start. Yes, sir. Yes, yes, yes. Start graphing. If you've done this correctly, it should be butterflied over now the horizontal axis. So the translations are the easy ones. Rotations get a little bit more interesting. Turn the page, and you now this one, I need you to see that this is the same thing. It says reflection over the origin or rotate one. Ready? Dot in the middle here. Put a dot at the origin. Now draw an arrow straight through the origin. That's what we reflect across the origin. We're going to take that shape and we're going to flip it across 0, 0. Now return to this original dot. Now sweep a 180. Rotating 180 is the exact same thing. So ready? Let's get our originals here. To flip over the origin, opposite both. Flip over the origin, opposite both. So you take the signs for both and you opposite both. Obviously, there's no opposite of. You get to argue. Okay, so here we go. Start graphing. It should be the exact same shape, but it is basically rotated 180 degrees. If you've done this correctly. Rotate 180 is the easiest rotation. And now just write your coordinates. We're going to rotate 90. When you're done writing the coordinates, all right, hands up. So it goes like this. To rotate 90 clockwise, so go like this, we'll say clockwise, do a clockwise arrow so you get in your brain which way it's clockwise. To rotate 90 clockwise, switch and flip to the right. Okay, are you guys tracking with me? No. Now let's do it again. Hey there. There you go. Okay, let's do it. So I'm reading from the top, guys. Rotate. Do it with me and read. Ready? To rotate 90 clockwise, switch and flip to the right. To the right, it's clockwise. Watch, guys. I know you instantly start singing. So step one, just switch the order. Do nothing else. Absolutely do nothing else. Just switch the order. Just switch. Do this in 2 separate steps. Is that all you do? No. See that word "and" there? Yeah. Okay, so we just switched. Now draw a clockwise arrow, flip the sign. Clockwise arrow, flip the sign. Clockwise arrow, no sign to flip. We don't take the negative feedback? No, sir. That's why it's switch and flip to the right. Okay. Only to the right. Now let's graph these. Now, it's a little hard to see, like, how is that 90? So what I do is I call it a point check. A point check. Ready? Here's what I mean by a point check. I choose any set of points. Could you choose C or U? Sure, no problem. Now go to the origin. Draw a line from the origin to the original B. Go back to the origin. Draw from the origin to B prime. Now look very carefully at this angle. Does it look 90? Yes or no? It should, yes. And look at the direction. Did we go clockwise? Okay, and that's how you can check it to make sure, because these rotations are a little hard to spot. Ready? Now we do counterclockwise. Get your originals again. Okay, and it's like this. To rotate 90 counterclockwise, switch and flip to the left. So counterclockwise, switch and flip to the left this time. So start by switching only. Switching only. Do nothing else. Ready? Counterclockwise arrow, flip the sign. Start graphing. Okay, now I'm going to do a spot check again. I'm going to choose my B point. I'm going to draw a line, arrow to B, my original B. Origin to my B prime. Does that look 90? And did we move counterclockwise? You got it. All right. That's as hard as it gets, guys. Start cramming all the way through. Page 12, including Alex. Yes, Ryan. Happily. Give me just a second to stop my recording.